Hi and welcome back to my channel. So today the video that I have for you guys is actually a summary and my thoughts on this book by Robert Louis Stevenson. Sorry. It is a short read written in Old English. Amazing way of writing. Very, intriguing and very, when you start reading, you just can't get enough. That kind of book. Yeah, and it is a short book. So, when you're on a not week long, like on a Saturday, Sunday vacation or just one day you have in your hand, you can easily go through this book. It is amazing. About the author, I I do not have any extra information about him. I mean, of course I do, but I'll just read this back for you if you want me to. If you want me to. Which I cannot hear if you want me to or not, so I'll just read it. Robert Louis Stevenson, the Scottish essayist, poet, fictionist, and travel writer, is universally acknowledged for his novels of adventure and mystery. This intriguing story of the type that makes a vivid portrayal of the split personality of a noble doctor, Dr. General Jekyll. Thank you. A little to summarize the book. So, of course, first of all, spoilers ahead. So, I'll put the time frame over here to where you can skip. Okay, now a summary of this book. I'd say that this book has three protagonists. I know a lot of people will say that no, it only has one protagonist, and that's Dr. Utterson, the lawyer. But, in my point of view, I think there are like three protagonists. One, Dr. Jekyll himself, who is also surprisingly Mr. Hyde. It's his split personality, and the other one, like the second protagonist, is Mr. Utterson, who is a lawyer, and the third one is Dr. Lennon, who is also a doctor. So this book goes on explaining about Dr. Jekyll's evil split personality that is referred to as Edward Hyde in this book, and it is basically how Dr. Jekyll discovers Edward, and how Utterson finds out that Hyde is none other than Jekyll. So these three, that the names I just mentioned, Lennon, Jekyll, and Utterson, are childhood friends, and they have known each other for a while, so they're pretty close. And it is recently brought to the lawyer's attention that Mr. Hyde is someone who is very close to Dr. Jekyll. How? Because he's a lawyer, so he's handling Jekyll's deed, will, no will, sorry. He is handling his will. So in that, he says that in case the doctor goes missing or is not seen for 3 months or more, all that he owns, all that he has earned, should be transferred to this person, Hyde. And being close friends with the doctor, the lawyer felt, well, I have never met this person, and when did they get so close that he is willing to leave all of his money, which is millions and millions, for someone who he recently met? He, at the time, is unknown that Hyde is none other than Dr. Jekyll himself. So this is what goes on throughout the story, how he finds out about Hyde and Jekyll being the same person. Now, my thoughts about the book. I thought this book was pretty amazing because, well, when you're reading this book and there are like two types of books. You read it and then you keep it on your shelf like, that was a good read. And there's this one, then there's the other category of books that is like you read them and you're like, wow. And you just subconsciously you're thinking about it, and then there's like a totally different message that was never mentioned in the book like directly, but you just come to that conclusion, and you're just like, oh, that is what it was trying to say. So that subconscious feeling was that everyone has one evil side and one positive side, and instead of restricting our negative side, we should let it come out sometimes, and we should maintain a balance between our evil and a good side. Because if you put constraints on your evil side. It will come out eventually, and when it does, it will be too powerful for you to control again. So those were my thoughts on this book by Robert Louis Stevenson. If you like the video, do consider liking and subscribing to my channel, and until next time, bye bye. The video, do consider my lighting.